Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 26, verse number 5. Other than Dharneshi, Mataji, does anyone else want to read the verse? You can raise your hand if you do. Just read the verse. Dr. Markande. Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Asurim vrittimashritya ghoratma niranugraha nehanyat nishitai banair vaneshu vanagocharan. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Krishna. Okay, Ayushi Mataji, you can read the synonyms in the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna everyone, Tanvat Pranam. Synonyms: Asurim, demoniac; Vrittim, occupation; Ashritya, taken shelter of; Gora, horrible; Atma, consciousness; consciousness, heart; Nira, nu graha, without mercy; Nya, hanat, killed; Nishitai, by sharp; Vanai, arrows; Vaneshu, in the forest; Vana Gocharan, the forest animal. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At that time, King Puranjana was very much influenced by demoniac propensities. Because of this, his heart became very hard and merciless, and with sharp arrows he killed many innocent animals in the forest, taking no consideration. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you. Okay, who would like to read the purport? Manija and Mataji reads every day. Does anyone else want to read it?
Yes,
Leena
Mataji.
Mataji, go ahead. Go ahead, Leena Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When a man becomes too proud to his material position, he tries to enjoy his senses in an unrestricted way. Being influenced by the modes of passion and ignorance, he is thus described as asuric or demoniac. When people are demoniac in spirit, they are not merciful toward the poor animals. Consequently, they maintain various animal slaughterhouses. This is technically called suna or himsa, which means the killing of living beings. In Kali Yuga, due to the increase of the modes of passion and ignorance, almost all men are asuric or demoniac. Therefore, they are very, very much fond of eating flesh, and for this end, they maintain various kinds of animal slaughterhouses. In this age of Kali, the propensity for mercy is almost nil. Consequently, there is always fighting and wars between men and nations. Men do not understand that because they unrestrictedly kill so many animals, they also must be slaughtered like animals in big wars. This is very much evident in the Western countries. In the West, slaughterhouses are maintained without restrictions, and therefore every 5th or 10th year there is a big war in which countless people are slaughtered, even more cruelly than the animals. Sometimes during war, soldiers keep their enemies in concentration camps and kill them in very cruel ways. These are reactions brought about by unrestricted animal feeding in the slaughterhouse and by hunters in the forest. Proud, demoniac persons do not know the laws of nature or the laws of God. Consequently, they unrestrictedly kill poor animals, not caring for them at all. In the Krishna consciousness movement, animal killing is completely prohibited. One is accepted as a bona fide student in this movement unless he promises to follow the 4 regulative principles. No animal feeding, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. This Krishna consciousness movement is the only means by which the sinful activities of men in this Kali Yuga can be counteracted. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नाम्ने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। At that time, King Puranjan was very much influenced by demoniac propensities. Because of this, his heart became very hard and merciless. And with sharp arrows, he killed many innocent animals in the forest, taking no consideration. One thing is, he says, one is not accepted as a bona fide student in this movement unless he promises to follow 4 regulatory principles: no animal killing, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. This Krishna consciousness movement is the only means by which the sinful activities of men in this Kali Yuga can be counteracted. This is the final verdict. So we are reading from the chapter, King Puranjana goes to forest to hunt and the queen becomes angry. Right, so we so far have studied that Narad Muni is giving a description of the body of a conditioned soul in great detail. It's like even a medical college is not going to teach in such a manner that Narad Muni taught us, from inside out, outside in, up, down, everywhere. He showed us what a human body is like. And then we studied that he was overcome by a great desire to go to the forest to hunt. He wanted to kill. And even though he didn't want to get separated from his queen, but he had to, because the desire was intense. Which means that even our intelligence tells us not to do something, but one does it anyway. You know, yeah. How many times has it happened? Does it happen with us that I know that maybe, okay, let's say I know that I should not sleep beyond this particular time, but I say, okay, today's Sunday or today's a holiday, why don't I sleep a little bit more? Yeah, even though I know that it's not good, but I still do it anyway. So one example. So we do things which we know we should not do, but we do it anyway. So this is the example of how we don't listen to the intelligence that don't do it. And I'm going to do it because I am very much influenced by the demoniac propensities. And when one becomes very much influenced by the demoniac propensities, the heart becomes very hard and merciless. No mercy for one's own existence and no mercy for other person. What is that? Kamadhinam katina kalita palita durinidesha. Who knows this verse from Chaitanya Chaitamrita? Kamadhinam katina kalita palita durinidesha. Tesham chata maina karuna na kripa no pashanti. Right, the Brahmin is praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that in my endless endeavor to satisfy my senses or the senses of my family, I have worked hard so much, day in and day out. I have actually burned the candle at both ends. That okay, let me work, because if I work, then I'll get more money. I'll do overtime. I'm not saying that one should not do it, but I'm just saying that if the desire is that I'll get a little more money and about this overtime, so I will have more buying power. So that is without Krishna consciousness. It's not that, okay, I'm going to work. Because we have example of Jayananda Prabhu. Yeah, do you know the pastor of Jayananda Prabhu? Srila Prabhupada's disciple in San Francisco, who actually did the first Rath Yatra. And every Rath Yatra, Prabhupada gave instruction that we should put his photo. Jayananda Prabhu. His Pushpa Samadhi is in Rajpura in Mayapur, Jagannath temple. I saw that. So, Jayananda Prabhu was a temple president of the Los Angeles temple, but he was also driving the cab, the taxi, where he would like drive the taxi, and whatever earning he will get, he will spend it on the temple, 100%. And now he went on day after day, year after year, for so long. But it was a fully Krishna conscious activity. It was not against the regulative scriptures. Anyway, coming to this one, if one is not giving charity, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada also says, then one's heart becomes very hard, does not melt on looking at the suffering of the other person. We're able to give reasoning that they're suffering because of the karma, right? And it's Krishna's will, so they're suffering. What can I do? So a person who has no mercy in the heart is going to think like that. And the person who has a mercy in the heart says, okay, by some karmic reaction, this living entity is suffering in this manner. Let me see how I can facilitate this person to come back to Krishna. Let me give this person some prasadam. There is a project in Vrindavan. Do you know about this project, Sandipani Muni School? How many of you have gone there or heard of it, Sandipani Muni?
आप ही से सुना था माता जी.
मेरे से सुना मगर अपने how many of you
हाँ,
like
नहीं.
no?
No माता जी.
No,
So
Mataji.
okay, and you go to Vrindavan. Generally, people go to Vrindavan to do this darshan, that darshan, and sit in a vehicle and get back, right? But if you actually go there and imbibe the dham, actually live the dham, not just go. I saw in the temple, Krishna Balaram Mandir, people come take a selfie with the deities and then go. That's not going to Vrindavan. That's not going to Vrindavan at all. Because at the time of distress or at the time of when we really need Krishna the most, this person might not remember Krishna at all because they're busy with something external. So if you get a chance to go to Vrindavan and actually live there for some time or some days, consider going to Sandipani Muni project, Sandipani Muni school. So over there, I saw that it's a girls' school, and it's made up. It's the origin of the concept of the Sandipani Muni school is sheerly out of the mercy of a devotee's heart. Rupa Raghunath. He's from Italy. And when he saw that the children in Vrindavan are actually not going to school, but they're actually selling tea or cleaning the road or working menial jobs, but they should actually be in school. So he started it as a small project, and then by Krishna's mercy, the whole world started cooperating. One can say, oh, this is a philanthropic work. No, opening a place like this is a philanthropic work. But no, it's not, because when you go there, you can see the difference. Whoever comes there, the curriculum of Krishna consciousness is so much imbibed in the day-to-day life of these children. They come to school wearing tilak. They come to school wearing kanti. When they come, first thing they do is morning prayers to Srila Prabhupada. No, morning arti that we do in the temple, they do it in the school. And then they have afternoon lunch. They know they know the prasadam prayers. They learn about their subjects, but they also learn about Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Otherwise, these children would not have been in school. It's a representation of somebody's mercy, like the mercy of a heart of a real devotee. So the thing is that if I am thinking that this particular person is suffering because it is the karmic reaction of their some misdeed in past, so they're suffering, so what can I do in it? That's a representation of a very hard heart. Actually, it has less to do with the other person suffering and a lot to do with our suffering, our own forthcoming suffering, if we are feeling like that. Okay, try to look at that person as a part and parcel of Krishna. You try to look at what can I do? How can I be an instrument, right? Krishna says, Nimitta matram bhavya savya, just be an instrument in my hand. That's the outlook of a devotee. But if somebody is doing this, that's one way of saying we are killing. This is like killing the innocent animals in the forest just because I want to kill. I enter into the house of an animal and I kill that animal. And there's no consideration of the Shastras in it. That is actually going to make one very, very hard-hearted. And it is very prominent. Whatever Prabhupada writing is like 100% true in all times. It is like this. In the Western countries, people want to come to Western countries. Yes, because they see a prospect of their career or prospect or better lifestyle. All right, but then as you live in Western countries for some years, get to realize that it's actually not it's not a place which can actually match with my wavelength for so long. So because the animal killing is very obvious, and the government is not doing anything about it. There's no restriction. There's no restriction that in this area no animal killing is allowed, or this store will not sell this. Nothing like that. It's very imbibed in one's living. Even the milk that one is drinking is milked from the cows which are sent to the slaughterhouse. That milk itself is filled with the fear of a cow. Imagine such a basic thing. Yogurt, butter, everything is. I am not making it up. I am living in America. I'm telling you the truth. That this is how this. I'm not saying that the people are all bad and there's nothing good, but it's part of. Then you have to understand that what are we getting into, and then if we don't have a devotee association in such a place, then the other person will have association of non-devotees, and the heart will become very, very hard. Okay, it's not going to stay steady or long. So one needs to be careful that who are we actually associating with. I was reading Bhaktivinoda Thakur Prabhupada's commentary on Prajalpa. I was thinking we should discuss this in detail. Bhaktivinoda Thakur Prabhupada, what is the meaning of Prajalpa? What is the meaning of Prajalpa?
Unnecessary talk, which is not related to
Mundane talk.
Material talk.
Unnecessary talks are very nice. So which are contradictory to one's advancement in Krishna consciousness. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was actually giving a list of what constitutes the Prajalpa or unnecessary talks. And he writes a line there that one who is associating with non-devotees will develop this propensity of Prajalpa. Will actually derive pleasure from this pleasure. Will not derive pleasure from discussing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or the Vaishnava songs, but they'll derive a lot of pleasure from the unnecessary talks. Okay, that is why the whole world is filled with Prajalpa, because we are going away from Krishna. And we're going away from Krishna because we are becoming very hard-hearted, collectively and individually. So one needs to have a insight about which direction am I going, because this is a launching pad. This lifetime, the situation that I'm in right now is like a launching pad. I can decide. It's like a midpoint. I can decide where I want to go. If I want to go to the spiritual world, then I have to do the activities which are conducive to my journey there. Otherwise, I'm automatically go to the material world. And there, the situations are going to become more and more dangerous as the time will advance. In Kali Yuga, I was listening to Prabhupada yesterday, he said, in Kali Yuga, there will be no pulp, there will be only seed. He was explaining that mango has pulp, right? But there will be no pulp, there will only be seed, and people will be eating the seed. So if we don't have good food or fresh food to eat, we will not have a long lifespan. People will not live long because they can't get the necessary supplies from earth because they're sinful. Okay, so the only way, it's not that now we're going to go and start contributing or participating in this PETA movement. There is a worldwide movement like PETA movement, PETA, right? Which is like very much like don't kill the animals. Don't use animal products. Don't use medicines which are made from the animals. They are very much in favor of that. No animal killing, no animal products. But the problem is that Prabhupada is not saying that that's the way to do it. The problem is Prabhupada is attacking the root cause. And the root cause is that we are not becoming Krishna conscious. We are actually trying to become enjoyer because I want to have sense gratification. That such a person may not be killing the animal, but they may be killing one's own soul, Atmaha. Right? So if we follow the Shastras, we are protected from many, many layers, which we also don't know. We are protected from many, many layers. Like, for example, if a child is holding the hand of the father or mother, then they are protected from so many dangers. Yeah, nobody will be able to kidnap them. They will probably not get hurt. Otherwise, they could have gotten hurt on their own. They will not get lost. Yes, if a child is holding the hand of their
Yes,
parent.
Mataji, child is protected and the hand of parent.
If a child doesn't understand, child has no understanding that by holding the hand of my father or mother, I am saved from so many dangers. So like that, when we actually follow the Shastras, and we follow it sincerely and become a bona fide student of a parampara, then we are saved from so many dangers that we actually can't even see. We actually can't even like contemplate, cannot know, but we cannot even understand that we are saved from so many things. So the Hare Krishna movement is a bona fide movement. This Hare Krishna movement, Krishna consciousness movement, is the only means by which the sinful activities of men in this Kali Yuga can be counteracted. Only means. One needs to actually help and propagate this movement on the order of Srila Prabhupada, which will benefit the speaker and which will benefit the people who are hearing, which will benefit even the living entities who are around us, the plants, the animals, the insects. They also, microbes, so many microorganisms, they also get benefited with this vibration. Okay, so we are continuing with the study of King Puranjana, that he has gone there and now he has killed so many innocent animals and he has not taken any consideration that I'm killing, small rabbit, I'm killing a pig, I'm killing a monkey, I'm killing a tiger, I'm killing a bison. The list is going to come tomorrow. Verse that what are the animals that had to die because somebody else was overcome by the mode of passion and ignorance. So we can choose whether I want to be hard-hearted or whether I want to have mercy. And if I become hard-hearted, then I go here or even go lower than that. But if I have real mercy from Krishna conscious aspect, then I take a step towards Krishna, one more step towards Krishna. Okay. Any questions, reflections, realization? One thing I wanted to say was that when we become hard-hearted, then this hard-heartedness is going everywhere in our aspect of life. It's not that just because I only become hard-hearted toward the suffering of the other person. Become hard-hearted in everything we do, even including our dealing with our own self. One becomes very hard. One does not have good character, is not trustworthy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that one should not trust a meat eater, period. Never trust a meat eater. Person who's eating the flesh of an animal, never trust them. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. I'm not saying it. Because they're not trustworthy. Prabhupada says untouchable. But more what it means is never trust them. Because they'll not be, because there's no mercy, because they're harming the innocent animals who can't even talk. So what is the guarantee that they won't harm the other person? I'm not saying hate that person. If we can help that person, that will be great. Srila Prabhupada helps so many devotees like that, or people like that across the globe. but don't associate, don't disclose your heart. The warnings are given by the Shastras and the Acharyas. Now, if I'm not able to follow that warning, if I'm not able to have faith in that instruction, then my faith in Krishna consciousness is weak. The problem is with me. I can't follow it. The problem is not with the Acharyas and not with the instructions of the Acharyas.